Welcome to The Scrub Down, a two dudes carpet cleaners podcast with Dexter and Marcus. I'm your host, Chris, and we're here to give you an inside look at the world of professional cleaning, restoration, and everything that goes into keeping homes and businesses across the Permian Basin fresh and spotless. Join us as they share their journey, reveal the tricks of the trade, and dive into what makes two dudes carpet cleaning stand out. Whether it's tackling tough stains, restoring well-loved floors, or helping our community shine, we're here to talk shop, share stories, and maybe even give you a few laughs along the way. So if you're ready to get the dirt on clean, you've come to the right place. Let's scrub down. All right, welcome back to another episode of The Scrub Down. I'm Chris. I'm here with Marcus and Dexter of Two Dudes. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Doing well.
Awesome. How was your holiday?
Very much food. All about food.
Good. Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah.
Giving thanks and eating.
Well, and I found out that I'm going to be a grandfather again.
Awesome.
Yeah. On
Is this
Thanksgiving.
number 2?
It'll be number 2.
Awesome. That's awesome. When was the first time you became a grandpa?
A little over 2 years ago.
Okay.
I have a 2-year-old grandson.
Okay. Awesome. You excited about it?
I hope it's a girl. I mean, I have all daughters, and I always thought that I'd want nothing but grandsons. But after one grandson, I hope it's a girl.
It's going to be a boy.
Right.
It's going to be a boy.
Yeah.
You kind of want a good even divide there, right?
Right.
You know, my brother, when he had kids, he said, I want a boy and I want a girl. Once we have both, we stop. First one was a boy. Second one was a girl. And he goes, oh, thank God. I don't have to keep having more kids.
Yep.
All right, guys. So let's jump right into it. So getting back into these questions, kind of digging into who you guys are, what your company is, and kind of what you're looking to achieve for the customer and for your organization. What were some of the first steps you took to build your business from the ground up?
I would say first and foremost, focusing on customer service. Pricing was a big piece of it. Trying to ensure that we were priced in the market space where we weren't either overpricing or underpricing ourselves. And then just finding quality employees. I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, having good people that want to do a good job, that want to come to work, that want to understand what it means to provide that customer service where the customer is like, they understand that they are the reason we're there, right? I mean, it's not like, hey, you should be thankful we're there. It's hey, we really appreciate the fact that you're allowing us to partner with you and to clean your business or to clean your home or to clean your parents' home. I mean, just whatever the case may be.
How does Two Dudes handle tricky stains or materials that might be more challenging to clean?
The first thing to do is asking the client, what is this stain? So I've noticed here lately, a lot of clients with younger kids, it's slime. So approaching a slime is totally different. You want to treat it, you want to scrub it. Then we start to try to steam clean it. If we can't get it, add a few more chemicals just for the slime. Just taking extra steps to get that out.
Okay. So talk to me. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
What do you call slime? What is slime?
I guess so my kids, they're all about slime, right? Your kids.
So, it is a disgusting, oozy goozy.
It's what you think of slime.
Have you ever seen Ghostbusters?
Yes.
It's a slime.
Slimer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much
I
that.
didn't know. So I would assume that. I didn't know if you were saying like it was like a mixture of something.
No.
Or,
So if you
it
can
is.
imagine Slimer running through your house
yeah.
and walking all over your carpet, a lot of kids like to drop it in their carpet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know all the ingredients, but I know shaving cream and
Elmer's glue.
Elmer's glue and saline solution are the 3 main ingredients. And it's goop that gets everywhere.
All right. That makes more sense. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so obviously it makes sense to me. But I didn't know if you were like boogers and food and stuff mashed together, call it slime. So no, that
No,
makes
actual
sense.
slime.
Okay.
Slime, yeah.
All
We
right.
deal with a lot of it.
Oh, So it's just like the stuff you made in like pre-K and
Yes.
stuff. Okay. What do you suggest if you have a customer with allergies?
I would say one, don't shy away from carpet. Um, truth be known, carpet is actually it's a filter for the house. It traps in debris and dust and basically everything that you don't want floating around. And then secondly, make sure you change your air filters on a regularly either 3-month basis, somewhere in that time frame, or sooner if need be. And then clean your air ducts every once in a while. I would say at least every 24 to 36 months. That will help.
And you handle all of those things.
Yes. Yeah, we do air vents, we do dryer vents, and then any surface, any flooring, any upholstery, or like any fabric or leather or any type of, I guess, upholstery that you would cover a furniture with.
Okay. So I'm not someone like I'm allergic to certain things like pet dander and stuff like that. Nothing major, nothing chemical wise. But so when it comes to your chemical, you mentioned last time that you use a green product.
Mhm.
Very simple, safe, clean product. Are there any allergens or people with allergies that should be concerned with any of those, or is it pretty much a 99.9% safe chemical?
So far out of all the jobs we've done, I think today we completed our 315th job.
Awesome.
I have not had a complaint yet on allergies to our chemical. I've had a couple people say, "Well, it's really strong. It might give me a headache." But as soon as we start steam cleaning, the scent goes away. It's over, and they're happy with it as we start the cleaning process. But as of right now, I have not known of anybody having an allergy to the chemical.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I just know some people, like if you use the wrong type of detergent,
Yeah.
they break out, right? And if you got kids rolling around on the carpet, it's good to let them know that, hey, you're safe with us.
Yeah.
Right. You're not going to run into any risks.
And give you an example, we rock the spectrum. It's a public gym for kids. We don't do no chemical for them, just in case that kid does have an allergy to it. We just do strictly steam clean.
Right. And that makes sense. When you have a large selection of kids, a spectrum, you don't know what you're going to get. So it's safe that way. But if the parent knows their kid and they're hiring you to clean the house, it's safe to say that you two can communicate those.
Yes. And if worst case scenario, we don't have to use chemical. I mean, we can just do steam clean.
Cool. How do you decide on the best cleaning method for each unique surface? Like, do I need to pay an upcharge for tile versus linoleum or something like that?
Tile is more, a little bit more work that goes into it. We got to make sure we get the grout. Chemicals just a little more expensive to clean tile. We scrub the tile before we steam clean it. So tile has a little bit more work than linoleum.
Okay. So you got a customer who calls you and they say, I've got old hardwood floors, kind of like my place. You just use a standard hardwood floor cleaner and nothing real special treatment to that. It's just, this is what we've got. Keeps that old floor looking good.
Mm-hmm.
And you got nothing else to worry about on that end.
Right. And we actually do have a machine that is specifically for cleaning hardwood floors. So imagine like a mop squeegee on steroids. And we have certain chemicals that we would use, put those down, treat it, and then we would run the machine over it, and it would leave a finished, clean product.
Okay, awesome. Like I said, I don't know anything about this business, so I'm going to ask you guys everything that my ignorant brain can come up with to help kind of maybe those people out there know as little as I do.
Right.
So say somebody calls you say I run a church and I reach out to you guys and say, hey, I need my whole church clean top to bottom, or a school, I need it top to bottom. What's the process for you guys to go through that?
So we show up, we measure, talk to the client, agree on our price. We show back up to do the job. We move furniture, we vacuum, we treat, we scrub, we steam clean. So it's really the same process for a little bitty old house with one bedroom or something that's 5,000 square foot. You know, it's all the same process.
All right. So, and then also, like you mentioned with the kids play area, that you based on the needs of the organization, chemical, no chemical, kind of, and that all involves the conversation that you have with the client.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I ask is, when's the last time you cleaned? Did you clean it or did you have it professionally cleaned? By who? Do you know what they used? If you never have, then I explain to the client the steps that we're going to take, and go from there.
Okay. So, what role do antimicrobial products play in the carpet cleaning process?
So it works more as a disinfectant. Pretty much the antimicrobial that we use disinfects against mold, disinfects against any type of bacteria. Like if, let's just say you had a toilet that overflowed, and we came in and remediated that area, cleaned it. Well, then we would spray an antimicrobial in that space, and it would kill any bacteria or organisms that were living because of the overflow. But it's kind of separate from our chemical treatments. So like when we get ready to like treat to clean, the antimicrobial would be something that we would do at the very end. So like kind of like we rock the spectrum. We actually spray that antimicrobial right at the very end when we're done, just to help kind of kill any flu or whatever, like whatever could ail some of the little children. It knocks it down and kind of wipes it out.
How do they benefit the homeowner in maintaining a healthier environment? Like you went into the bacteria and elements like that. How does it long term for me? Is it something that I need to do monthly, every 3 months? How do I maintain that bacteria-free environment using these products?
We could either come in and spray the flooring, or we have the ability to put it through your AC system and fog your entire space. But again, like bacteria, mold, odor causing bacteria. I mean, it's an all around disinfectant. I mean, it works very well.
Okay. What role does customer feedback play in how you run your business?
A lot. I mean, it's funny because, I tell Marcus, whenever we do get feedback, it's usually the feedback. Let's say we mess up on one job, which doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I mean, it's life. That's what gets you. So you take note of what the client told you, you go back, fix your problem, and you make sure you don't do it again. But when you get that one feedback that says, oh, how great y'all are, your guys are the best, you are the best, y'all's customer service is the best, that's a home run for us. We could do 1,000 jobs and we get that one text message or that one email telling us that, and it just made our whole year. Just like last week, I think I sent Marcus 3 text messages of screenshots saying how good our customer service was, how good of our guys worked, and how hard working our guys are. And it just made our week. I mean, it's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, and I get that. I'm someone who feeds off of the attaboy, right? I don't need it constantly, but when you get a new client or you got a boss that's just like wowed by what you do, and you get that little pat on the back, it pushes you through multiple jobs after that. So knowing that what the customer says motivates you to keep pushing and to keep doing better each time is good, because there's a lot of businesses out there that they don't care what the customer has to say. It's about getting your dollar and getting on to the next person.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're here to make money,
Right.
But getting that attaboy feeling,
Yeah.
it's a great
Right.
feeling,
Yeah, it's huge.
especially when you don't ask for it.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
we ask all of our clients, is there any way you can get on Google and leave us a review? And I would say 5 to 10% do. But then when you get that one text message of how good we are, that's a great feeling.
For sure. I call it chasing the hug. You know, you don't go asking for it.
Yeah.
You don't go chasing the hug. But if you get a hug,
Yeah.
it's a pretty
Yes.
good feeling.
Yep.
How does your team ensure a stress-free experience for clients from start to finish?
So first, we talk to the client, right? We ask them what is it that they want, what is their expected outcome, and then once they give us that information, then we devise a plan to ensure that we go in and we clean in a way that, for instance, like today, we went and gave a quote today, and the customer that we were talking to was worried about us cleaning a specific room, and we're like, well, we can clean that room last to ensure that, that way it doesn't interrupt your processes and it doesn't interrupt traffic to where when we're done for the day, like that'll be the last room. We'll be completely done. We'll be out of your hair. And they were like, oh, okay, great. So, I mean, it's just, it's listening, right? I mean, listening to the customer and then trying to provide them with a service that they're asking for.
For sure. Yeah, I just had this experience not terribly long ago. Not going to name any names, but went to buy some furniture. Told them exactly what I was looking for, the price window that I'm in, and they're like, "Okay, yeah." And then they took me to everything like $1,500 or more than what I said was in my window. And I said, "No, this is all I need. We had a couch that broke. I want to replace the couch. I want it to match the colors of everything else." And they just kept pushing everything that was not in the conversation initially.
Right.
So I just packed up and went somewhere else. And that's, I think that's the common response. If you're not going to listen to what the customer has to say or the potential customer has to say, then what do? You
Right.
got to move on. But since you guys talk and you listen and you have an understanding of what the customer's needs are, it's going to make, like say for me, it's going to make me want to keep calling you guys every time I need it. Right.
Yep.
We're going to give you suggestions. We're going to give you our opinions. We're going to give you our expertise. If you're going to go 180 and do it your way, we're more than happy to do it your way. That's totally fine. And I think the clients like that.
What would you say are the top reasons clients choose you guys over competitors?
I think number one reason is that you're dealing with either one owner or both the owners on every job. That being said, one of us is either doing an estimate, one of us is going by and checking on our guys throughout the job, or one of us is coming at the end checking on the job. You're not just dealing with our technician, you're dealing with Dex, Marcus, or both of us. And I think that's stands us apart from all of our competitors.
Do you guys have a favorite service that you provide? Something that you just really enjoy? Say a guy who builds or does woodworking or carpentry or anything like that kind of has a specific thing that he really enjoys working on. Is there something that you guys enjoy tackling?
I wouldn't say like favorite tackling, but when I go out and help the guys do jobs, I enjoy tile because you kind of get to see the before and after as you're cleaning, and it's kind of mesmerizing watching kind of like the gunk and dirt and debris just kind of disappear and clean away. It's kind of for me it's funny because we'll treat it, we'll scrub it, and then that kind of brings up all the dirt and debris. So then when you hit it with the towel machine and as you're cleaning, it's just you can see where the towel machine's gone because it's clean, and then right next to it is dirty, and it's just it's kind of mesmerizing in a way.
For sure. Anything for you?
Same tile, because it's almost, you walk into a place and you're like, this tile doesn't need to be cleaned, but okay, we'll go ahead and clean for you. And we make that first pass and it looks totally different. It's brand new tile. I mean, it's unreal what that machine can actually do. For example, our very first job, it was a practice job and it was at Marcus's house. And it was tile. And we did it and we was like, you know what? We're done for the night. We're gonna leave this one room alone. Well, time everything dried and we got out of there, you could tell the difference between this one room and this whole house because it looks so bad.
Yeah, because I have tile that runs from my dining room through my kitchen and my living room. So we did the living room and the kitchen, but we left the dining room alone. And to his point, my wife's like, yeah, y'all need to come back and do the dining room.
You got to finish what you started.
And another thing I like to do at carpet when we're done, I make the guys rake their footprints out of the house. So it's just giant comb is what it looks like. And we rake everything out of the carpet. And it takes all the lines out, takes all the footprints out. It fluffs up the carpet, makes it really thick looking, just makes it look brand new. And it's real satisfying. I keep telling myself I'm going to tie a GoPro to it and just video it and then post it.
Do
So
it.
you're going to start doing ASMR?
Yeah, right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Is that what it is, ASMR?
ASMR, yeah.
Yeah, with the noise, the sounds.
Yeah.
Or the sights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the visual stimulation and
Yeah.
auditory stimulation from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
To watch that.
It's really neat. I mean, it's simple. Not everybody does it. I just like how it looks just when we're done.
You know, it's when you talk about the clean versus dirty tile or the carpet, it's not the same thing, but it reminds me of when I was in high school. I used to mow lawns, you know, just to make extra cash. I bought a 1984 four-door Audi sedan on a mechanic's lien for $600 for my first car. And I did that by mowing lawns. And I got really into mowing lawns solely because when you stop and take a break and half the lawn is done and half the lawn isn't done, it's that cool like satisfaction that this is what it looks like, and you can kind of watch the process as you go.
Right.
So what would you say are the top reasons clients choose you over the competition?
I think, in my opinion, like I said earlier, because you're dealing with us. You're dealing with the two dudes. You're not dealing with their technician. You're not dealing with the call center. When you call, you're talking to me or you're talking to Marcus. When someone comes to your house, it's either me or Marcus or both of us. I think that has a lot to do with it. You?
Oh, I agree that. And then also once they see the work that we do and they're appreciative of the customer service that we provide, we try to make every customer feel that we're glad that they're choosing to partner with us, because that's how we look at it. Like, if you allow us to come clean for you, you're partnering with two dudes. And hopefully it's a relationship that we're able to grow and continue, you know, as time surpasses.
How do you educate clients on maintaining their floors between services?
I try to talk to all the clients about, especially if they got kids or pets, you really need a Scotch Guard. I'm not trying to sell it on you. I'm just a really true believer on Scotch Guard, because if we come clean, let me Scotch Guard it, and we leave 2 days later, you spill coffee. Yeah, it's going to stain it, but it's going to help you as the client clean it up yourself and not call me back out there to do your whole room again. I'm a really strong believer on Scotch Guard, and I think everybody should Scotch Guard their carpet.
So on that, let's piggyback on that. Do you have tips outside of the Scotch Guard for what customers should and should not do with their flooring?
Yeah. So tile, keep it simple. Hot water, vinegar. Do not wax it. Do not put any kind of oil down. Try to mop it at least once a week, once every 10 days. Carpet, vacuum as much as you can. There's really not much you can do with carpet other than vacuum. I'm not a big believer in going to Lowe's and renting a rug doctor. All it is hot, soapy water that you won't get all out. But for tile, keep it simple. Do not put anything other down than hot vinegar water. You?
No, I agree.
I mean,
especially don't wax.
Yeah, we've had
because we can get it up. It just takes us a while, and it's costly. Tile's not meant to be waxed. VCT is meant to be waxed. Some hardwood floors are meant to be waxed, but tile is not something that's meant to be waxed.
Do you have a cleaning tip you could share with your listeners and that they could try at home?
I'm gonna give them freebie here. So if you ever have a stain that you feel is being difficult, treat it, put a damp towel down on it. Should I tell them?
Go ahead.
Okay. And then put a hot iron on top of it and let it set for
10 seconds.
10 to 15 seconds. Pull it up and try to kind of see if you work the stain out, and just kind of wash, rinse, repeat. Now I will say this: don't use the iron that you're going to iron your clothes with in the morning. I mean, make sure it's one that's trash that you're never going to use on clothing ever again, because the iron will be ruined as soon as you introduce chemical to it with the heat and the steam. But that's probably the most stubborn stains. Like, I mean, that
Blood.
Yeah, blood, wine,
coffee.
Yeah.
You bring that up, and that's actually, I learned that years ago. I knocked over a candle, and it got wax all over the carpet. It was in an apartment, and we were moving out, and I did not want to lose my deposit. And I Googled it, and that's what it told me, and it worked like a charm. It took me like 3 goes.
Yeah.
And it was all up, and it was wax, so it's a little easier to get up. But man, it was 3 goes, and it was done.
Yeah,
Yep.
It works miracles. Yeah, it's when we first discovered it and learned how to do it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
What does the future look like for Two Dudes? Any new services, any goals, any kind of dream to achieve?
I would say dream would be for us to be able to add 2 trucks a year. But to be honest, just to be able to provide a service in the community in which we live, to where people are happy with the service, they're happy with the company, and we grow because of that. I mean, at the end of the day, being able to be a part of a community and thrive in that community off of the service that we provide, that's a game changer, right?
Well, guys, I appreciate you taking time to sit down again with me, and let's just discussing who you guys are and who your organization is and kind of what makes you you. But is there any last thing you want to add or say to the listener, the viewer out there, that just really explains your passion in this business?
I really love what we do. I really love seeing the client happy when we leave. That's number one for me, is seeing the client happy. And 99.9% of the time, the client is happy after 2 dudes leave, even if it's just 1-bedroom carpet. Yeah, I like that feeling when someone calls us, and to have and we're starting to see the repeat customer starting to call us after 8 months now, and it's just a great feeling.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm big on customer service, like I talked about in our first episode. It just, like, in today's society, it feels like the vendor is always looking at the customer like they should be, happy that they've even showed up to do the work, right? And just the fact that we have such a good response from our customers and our clientele, just around, like we do what we say we're going to do. When we show up, you're going to be happy when we leave. And if you're not, we're going to come back, and we're going to continue to come back until you are happy. I mean, we're going to make it right, because there's not going to be, just the negative connotation, like, oh, those guys, they do a horrible job and they'll never come back. Like, I mean, no, we want it to be known that we're there to take care of the customer first and foremost, and then everything else will take care of itself. But customer satisfaction is our primary focus.
And I think with us too, we're going to be fair. So it doesn't matter if John Smith calls us for 3 bedrooms and 5 days later, Susan Wilson calls us for 3 bedrooms. It's going to be the exact same price, no matter what. And I think by doing that and having the fairness through our community, I think everybody's going to like that.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example on that. We talked to a client last week. It was an apartment complex last year, 600 square foot. She has a flood. This company she hired charged her for 27 fans to dry her carpet. Well, first of all, 600 square feet, you do not have enough electricity to run 27 fans. Second of all, 600 square feet, you do not have room for 27 fans. So whoever she hired did her wrong. And they presented her a bill that was outrageously high that she had to pay. We're not like that. If 600 square feet, if it calls for 5 fans, you're going to get 5 fans.
Well, and on that as well, there's never surprises. So like she was expecting one thing. When the job was done, they presented her with a bill that was astronomical. So I mean, there is no guesswork with us. I mean, before we perform one duty, you're going to know exactly what your cost is going to be, and if it's going to change throughout the job for whatever reason, we're going to communicate that up front, and we're going to get the client's blessing before we proceed. And if they say no, then we'll stick to the original, and that's that. It is what it is.
Well, guys, I appreciate the time. Thank you for sitting down with me again. If you guys need anything, carpet cleaning, surface cleaning, you know who to call. It's 2 dudes. Have a good night.